Hey folks, welcome to Fyreflye's Follies. I hope that you enjoy the video today. If you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you will and that you'll stick around for a while. So today I'm going to make a Valentine's sock gnome, and I thought I'd bring you along and show you how I do that. So to get started, you will need something to weigh down a sock. I'm going to use rice, and I have just a container of rice here. And then you'll need just a regular sock. This is just one sock from the Dollar Tree, but it doesn't have to be a Dollar Tree sock, any sock that you want. And then you'll need a second sock for the gnome's hat. And I found this really cute Valentine sock that I'm going to try to use, but I have this one as a backup just in case. Sometimes these are a little too tight to actually work. But I'm going to try. I have two little circles of fabric. Now you can use fabric or felt, and this is to make her hands. I've got some little bitty rubber bands that these came from the Dollar Tree. I have a ping pong ball and a tiny piece of pantyhose or footy to cover it with for her nose. I have a pom-pom because I'm going to put that on her hat. I have some embellishments. I'm not real sure what I'm going to put on her. I was thinking I might have her hold one of these little felt cupcakes, but might have her hold a heart. I haven't really decided. And for her feet, I got some baby shower favors that are these tiny little shoes. And a lot of people paint these, but it's a Valentine's gnome, so I'm going to leave them pink. Those are just too cute. And I have some baker's twine. And I have a mop head. In order to make her hair, I'm going to use some strands of the mop head. You can use faux fur. You can use the wigs that they have at Halloween time. You can use whatever you want for her hair. I'm going to use the mop. And I'll show you how I do that in just a few minutes. But to get rid of it off of my table, I am going to go ahead and cut my 8 pieces off. And all you want to do is get 8 pieces and cut them off right here at the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a rubber band around each end. Go ahead and pull some of those out. I'm going to be using them. So I'm going to gather them at each end and wrap them. Probably 4 or 5 times. And then I am just going to fold it in half and cut it in half. And then I'm going to put that to the side until we're ready to use it. I'm also going to go ahead and cover her little nose, which is the ping pong ball. And to do that, I'm just going to take a little piece of sheer stocking, pantyhose, whatever you want to call it. And these have a logo on them, so I want to make sure that I get all that I want to get gathered to the back over the logo. And I'm going to pull that just as tight as I can pull it. Give it a twist. And I am going to secure that with a rubber band and cut off the excess. That way we've got pieces and parts ready to go. Alright, there's her little nose. So I'm going to cut the excess off. We'll toss that in there. Put her little hands in there so that we have them ready. And we've already gotten her shoes out, so let's get that moved. Alright. So to start with, I'm going to take this is just a sock from the Dollar Tree. There's nothing fancy about it. If you have mismatched socks, that works great. Those socks that are missing a mate that you don't know what to do with, well, here's something good to do with it. So I'm just going to put it over a cup because it makes it a little easier to fill it. And some people fill their gnomes completely with rice. I do not. I put about a cup in the bottom of mine just to weigh it down, and then I'm going to fill it with Fyreflye. I'm actually going to use the filling from an old pillow. So I'm going to measure out about a half a cup. This is not quite a 8-ounce cup, so that's just to weigh it down so that she stands up nicely. And then I'm just going to take it off of this cup. All right, and that just gives us a weight in the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to stuff it with, I have an old pillow that I've been using stuffing out of for a while, and I'm going to continue to use stuffing out of it. You can use Fyreflye, you can use t-shirt. You can fill the whole thing with rice. It is your craft. You do it the way you want to do it. All right. So I have my rice in the bottom, and then I have filled it up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rubber band and I'm going to secure it. And then I'm going to cut the top off, but don't toss this out. We're going to be using part of this in a little while. All right, now that I've got it a little smaller, I'm going to put a second rubber band on there, and then I'm actually going to tie on a little piece of cord. Just to be sure, because over time rubber bands break, wear out, deteriorate. So I'm just going to get a little piece of my cord here. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to take a little piece of the baker's twine. And just knot that nice and tight. Just in case the rubber bands decide to give out. So this is what we have so far. Rice in the bottom. Her body is, I've got her about the height that I want her to be. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we can figure out the hat. Now, sometimes these are too tight. They don't stretch the way you need them to, but this one seems pretty stretchy. Oh, that is cute. But I'm going to go from the opposite direction, so I'm going to cut it off. Just like that. Oh yeah, that's going to be cute. Okay. Alright, so to help her little hat stand up, I'm just going to roll up some paper, a small piece of paper towel and put in it. And this just helps her hat to stand up a little bit. And I think I'm only going to use one. That's a pretty flimsy little sock. So I'm just going to put that in it. And all it's going to do is give a little body to her hat. And I'm going to gather up the end of it, put a rubber band around it, and then I'm going to trim that hem off, or that elastic on the top off. To get rid of that bulk. And I am going to glue a pom-pom on there. So I'm going to grab my hot glue gun. Give myself a nice dollop of glue. And I am just going to attach that. And then I'm just going to hold it there for a minute while it sits. Alright. So now let's figure out where we want to put her nose. So I'm going to put her little hat back on. Pull it down where we think it's going to go, or about where we think it's going to go. Get that fold there the way we want it. And then I think I want her nose to go right here under this love. Yep, I like that placement. So go ahead and glue her nose on. And I'll hold it in place while it cools. All right. And now we're going to go ahead and put her hair on right beside her nose. And the glue popped the rubber band, so I'm going to glue these top strands down. Right, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. All right. Now I'm going to bring her hat down. Get it down on her nose where I like it. And then I'm going to glue it right along her little ponytail. Right over her nose. And right down over her ponytail on this side. And then I'm going to bring it down and tack it in the back a couple of places. She is just getting cuter and cuter. What I'm going to do is I am just going to untwist these and give her individual strands of hair. And you could use ribbon. You don't have to use baker's twine. You can use whatever your heart desires. This is your craft. Do what makes you happy. I'm just going to give her a little bow. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Alright, so that sock top that we cut off, I'm going to trim it down just a bit. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Alright, and then I'm just going to take it and roll it up. And put a little bead of glue right there to seal it. Right, and then I'm going to take one of my little fabric circles and put right over the end of it. And I'm going to put a little rubber band on it to gather it and hold it. Fluff it up. Then I'm going to tie a little piece of the baker's twine around it and give it a tiny little bow. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other one. And those are her little arms. So we're just going to bring them back here. Put them, see where they're going to go. Okay. I like to lay them underneath her braids to kind of see where they need to be before I tuck them up under. Then I'm just going to tuck them under and glue them. I'm going to glue them to her body, and then I'm going to glue her little hat down over the top of them. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. See if I can get them evened up, just so I have them matching. Okay. I'm going to even up her braids. Can you see how cute she is? She is just adorable. Alright, so let's give her some feet. And that was a good amount of glue, so I'm going to hold her here for a few minutes. Alright, so maybe we'll just decorate her with some little heart buttons. Alright, and our little gnome girl is finished. I think I'm going to glue her arms up to her sides so that they're up a little bit. They keep hanging down. And there she is. Our little Valentine gnome girl. So stinking cute, y'all. I really hope that you enjoyed the video today, and if you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. If you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will and that you'll stick around for a while. If you hit the notification bell, YouTube should notify you when I upload a new video based on your settings. Thank you so much for watching. Go make a gnome. They're adorable and they're so easy. Y'all have a great day.